There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM. With even more exclusive content, with over 150 channels in your vehicle, including the widest, deepest variety of music, ad-free. Root for your team. Get news. Listen to whatever makes you laugh. And hear all about your favorite stars. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels filled with music and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video. Thousands of hours of shows and performances on demand. What you love is on now.
With the OEs equipping their vehicles with more camera options and functionality than ever before, well, it's up to us as 12-volt specialists to be able to provide these upgrades for our customers. Now, Echomaster comes into play because they have an entire lineup of camera options that you need to know about. This is CMA Connected, presented by SiriusXM, Echomaster, and it starts now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? And thanks for tuning in to another CMA Connected presented by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. And today, of course, we've landed on the sessions that are known as ADAS. What is ADAS? Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. Yes, it's the latest thing. Vehicles today are equipped with such amazing gear, but most of our consumers, and for that matter, many of you dealers, may not even know about all these great opportunities, technology, and gear that brands like Echomaster have. And today we're going to find out all about that. Of course, Echomaster is a brand under the AMP global umbrella. And with us today, of course, is their product expert, Mr. Jeff Smith, who's the Director of Training and Events, joining us in the studio. What's going on, Jeff?
How you doing, Ben? Doing good.
ADAS, here we are. We've spent the year kind of going through all these, popular categories, be it motorsports or car audio. ADAS, I feel, is one of those categories that requires a lot more of our attention, a lot more of our effort to promote yet.
Yeah, 100%. Like you said, most retailers are busy selling high-end audio. They're doing remote starts. They're doing window tint and other accessories like that. Whereas the customer doesn't always come in looking for an ADAS system, a driver assistance system, an advanced driver assistance system or awareness system, because ADAS is multiple products that cover a wide variety of safety features in a vehicle. And from an educational standpoint, this may be a point where dealers can now really just perk up and learn about a whole new category that can be a complete new revenue stream for them. And this is going to be a whole new pitch for you to talk to your customers about. That customer's in your shop for a remote start. Hey, look at that vehicle. Does it have this? Hey, that customer's in the shop for a new head unit. Hey, not only do we take advantage because of backup cameras, but we can go way beyond that. And we're going to get into that in the presentation today.
Yeah, and that's great that you mentioned that, Jeff. So many people, when I talk to them about ADAS, they're thinking, dash cams and backup cameras. Oh my goodness, there's so much more to it than that. And I'm really excited about what you're going to be presenting today. Before we go into it, for those who don't know, Echomaster, the brand, where does that sit within the umbrella of all things AMP? Just to clear that up.
Echomaster is a company that we acquired about in 2015 when we purchased Rosen. Echomaster has been a safety brand from the beginning. They were their own company, and we have done nothing but foster and put more and more resources into that company to grow the safety side of the company. Echomaster blends in with a lot of other brands, which we'll kind of show you. We do everything from standard safety, commercial safety, integrated safety, and vehicle specific and universal safety categories. So Echomaster is one of our high power brands, and in the rank of companies under the umbrella, it's probably like number 2 right now.
Wow. Okay. So it's got a pretty big footprint. Very good to know.
100%.
Break it out for us, Jeff. What are we going to be covering today?
So today we're going to cover some of our vehicle specific solutions that we offer for trucks. We're going to look at some of the commercial type applications, but the majority of what we're going to look for today are going to be everyday products for vehicles that come into your bay on a pretty frequent basis, and also kind of enlighten the dealers onto some other avenues that they can go out and find some new channels of business in the small fleets and maybe even some of the larger fleets, but just how they can turn a brand like Echomaster into a pure cash cow for their retail stores.
All right, pretty exciting stuff. Without further ado, we're going to set the mood. This is one of two videos. We're talking about cameras today. So just to give you an idea of the type of systems that Echomaster offers, we're going to roll the tape. When we come back, we'll get Jeff Smith to set up for his presentation.
Introducing the Echomaster Blind Spot Camera Kit for Jeep Wrangler and Jeep Gladiator. Specifically designed for Jeep Wrangler JK, Wrangler JL, and Gladiator JT. Each kit includes 2 blind spot cameras pre-assembled to Jeep-specific mounting brackets. These brackets are foam-backed, so they won't damage your paint job, and they bolt right into place using the Jeep's original hardware, making installation very easy. Adding blind spot cameras immediately increases your visibility of what is happening next to you in the blind spots that happen with every Jeep. With the cameras mounted to the body of the Jeep, they will be there for all your adventures, even when you are riding with your doors off. These cameras feature a universal RCA connector, making them perfect for use with the Stinger Heighten or any head unit or display with multiple video inputs. And with an IP67 rating, these cameras are rugged and ready for the elements that you encounter on your journey, on-road and off-road. So upgrade your Jeep Wrangler or Gladiator and increase your visibility with a blind spot camera kit from Echomaster.
All right, there you have it. Some pretty high. That one in particular was an application specific kit, which of course I know you're going to get into, but pretty nifty. Jeff, not going to ask questions now. I'm going to reserve them for later. You have the stage, my friend.
Awesome. Let's dive right into it. So what is ADAS exactly? So kind of like we brought out in the intro, ADAS is Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. And the entire purpose of the ADAS product is to help prevent deaths or injuries by reducing the amount of car accidents and the serious impact of those that can't be avoided. So in short, a way of thinking about this, an ADAS product is any product that's going to help give you more visual view around your vehicle, especially when you may not be paying attention. It could be an automated system. It could be a passive system. It could be a way of giving you a blind spot, a clear view into your blind spot, or any other product that could potentially prevent an accident from happening. And there's many different products in that category. One of the things that we kind of show our customers or our dealers is that ADAS products kind of fall into these particular territories. We just talked about blind spot detection, front and rear view of these blind spots, cross traffic alerts from vehicles coming from behind you at a completely 90-degree angle from a parking spot. Whether it be you at a red light and there's a motorcycle approaching you or a bicyclist approaching you before you open your car door. There could be things from cameras, front, rear, left, and right cameras. And then there's ultrasound or parking sensors in the front or the back of the vehicle. So there are many different ADAS products out there. And even though a lot of dealers may not even think about this particular product being considered ADAS, they just go, oh yeah, we have parking sensors. Oh yeah, we have a backup camera. The ADAS category is something that we need to ensure that we sound like an expert on when we go to speak about it to customers. Speaking of customers, one of the biggest things is that we are realizing is that most of our clients are not even aware that they are capable of getting these type products once they leave the dealership. The automotive industry has been making ADAS products a regular feature in vehicles since 2000. And back in 2000, if I remember correctly, the first vehicle to have an ADAS product on an everyday production vehicle was in Cadillac when they first came out with their night vision ability. It was what we call LiDAR, to be able to see better in the dark when you're going around turns and curves or straight roads in really dark areas. So this type of technology has done nothing but increase more and more on the OEM side of things. but where our aftermarket dealers need to start to display and to speak more about is having the ability to educate our customers on these product categories. And we like to say this a lot, educating them beyond the standard backup camera. Where we want to start with Echomaster is where Echomaster got their start and where Echomaster's legendary product range originated from. And this is with our patented Park Alert system. Park Alert is going to cover your digital front and rear parking sensing system. The way this works is that there are 4 sensors placed in the front of the vehicle or the back of the vehicle, because you have 2 different possible kits available. These sensors go across the vehicle in a very systematic format that are evenly spaced across the vehicle. These sensors then begin to use the patented algorithm to triangulate where there's an actual object in view of the back or front of the vehicle. So what the image here is showing you is that sensor 2 picked up that there's a cone behind the vehicle. So immediately within microseconds, sensor 2 says, hey, sensor 1, do you see this product? Sensor 1 says no, because it's on the far outside of the vehicle. Sensor 2 says, hey, sensor 4, do you see this object? Sensor 4 says no. It says, okay, sensor 3, do you see this vehicle and this object? And sensor 3 says, yes, I do. Then at that point in time, sensor 2 and 3 work together in order to triangulate the distance of that object from the back of the vehicle. And this happens so fast that you really wouldn't even understand how fast it works in the process of this calculation. Once that happens, they work back and forth to give you audible beeps through the included speaker, or you can even have an optional display that we call the PA display that will give you a visual color range to how far you are away from that object, and also give you a number increment of how far you are away from that object as well. Both of these kits are available in front and rear, like I just said, but they're also available in 2 colors, matte black and gloss black. And these kits and these sensors can be painted if desired by your customer. Now, we also offer this particular Park Alert system in a format for trucks as well. And that's going to take the length of the cables to a lot longer version, up to 30 feet. And it's very important for dealers to know that you cannot mix cables from one kit to another. So if you have a kit that's designed for passenger vehicles that's going to have the shorter cables, you cannot extend them to fit onto a truck, just as if you cannot cut down a truck kit in order to make it fit onto a vehicle, because the cables and sensors and the brains are all pre-calibrated for the length of cable and the resistance within that cable. So in order to not degrade the sensitivity of the parking system, then we make sure that we explain to dealers you cannot cut and splice into these particular systems. Some of the other safety features that we do offer in our ADAS categories are going to be integrated safety systems. Now, when I say integrated, I mean truly integrated. This is where we take our PAC data bus integration and our safety products from Echomaster and blend them together. This particular system here is what we call our IntelliHall system. This is for GM vehicle platforms, whether it be Silverado or Sierra. This is going to be a user interface that now replicates itself on the OEM screen of the dash. And then it gives you the ability to incorporate up to 5 cameras. 5, that's right, front, rear. You can either add a rear or maintain the OEM rear camera, and then you can add a left and right blind spot camera. Then we also give you the option of adding a wireless cam or a trailer camera that can be used to monitor the bed of your vehicle, of your truck, or it can be placed on the back. A wireless camera can be placed in the back of your trailer so that you can see what's going on behind your trailer. This particular system had started off something we designed specifically for General Motors for their OEM division, and we have now been able to bring it into the consumer division with IntelliHall 1.0 on the left, and IntelliHall 2.0 on the right will soon be available for dealer access as well. This particular system gives you complete view down the side of your vehicle at that perfect 70-degree viewing angle so that you see down your vehicle and into the lane directly next to you. That viewing angle for blind spot, Ben, is extremely important because we don't need to have 140, 160 plus degree viewing angle for blind spots, because you'll see 3 to 4 lanes of traffic over to your left or right, which would definitely give you an augmented view of what's really going on around you. But having that 70-degree viewing angle down the side of your vehicle will help you see before you move into the next lane. And as you can see here on the left of this image, you can see how the camera is placed perfectly under the rear view side mirror and in a housing that blends it right into the vehicle. Most people won't even realize that it's there or even think that that's an aftermarket part. But this is definitely a product that you can sell in an aftermarket scenario and upgrade your customer's vehicle to have the IntelliHall system. Not only the side cameras, but even the front camera can bolt into a location that's perfectly already available in that vehicle platform of the GM truck platform. This front camera works extremely well in very low light. It has the infrared LEDs. It has a very high quality low light sensor and mounts perfectly in the front grille of the truck for a perfect view of parking blocks or garages or another vehicle, whatever you may be pulling up to, so that you don't hit that vehicle from the front of your truck. We also offer an additional way of seeing the contents around your vehicle in a universal, I shouldn't say universal, I should say in multiple vehicle platforms. This is called the CHMSL system. CHMSL is an acronym that we borrowed from the OEMs. CHMSL stands for Center High Mount Stop Lamp. And this is a better way of saying third brake light. The third brake light cameras that we offer are molded into the OEM brake light housing and then has a camera that allows you to have up to 3 triggers. Now, these 3 triggers can basically tell this very wide view, 180-degree view and angle camera, to not only look behind the vehicle when in reverse, but also look left and right when the independent turn signal has been triggered. Let's take a look at how this works when you're driving. When you're driving down the road and you're towing a trailer with your vehicle and you need to back up, you simply can monitor that fifth wheel or see what's going on between your truck bed and the trailer as you go to back up when you put that vehicle in reverse. Now, as you're driving and you're looking to make a lane change from left or right, you simply trigger your turn signal applicator, and then you can now see over the corner of your bed into that right lane, because a lot of times trucks are either up high or there may be contents or even the sidewall of the bed where you can't see a vehicle in your blind spot. Now this camera digitally augments the image from that 90 degree directly behind you to 95 degrees over the left side of the bed or to the right side of the bed, so you can now see if there are any vehicles in that blind spot as you're moving along. Very neat idea, especially from a single camera. Another one of the kits that we make extremely available to multiple different dealer platforms are going to be what we call FC kits or Factory Connect kits. Factory Connect kits are available in multiple platforms of vehicles, kind of like how our CHMSLs are. Let me go back for 1 second. The CHMSLs are available in 4 different platforms. They're available in 2 different GM truck platforms, depending upon year, your 14 to 18, and then your 18 plus. Then you have your Ford F-150 platform in 2 different formats, and also a Dodge Ram platform. The FC kits are available in multiple different platforms as well. Here, we're going to kind of focus on one of the more popular ones that a dealer would probably see more often in their bay than not. It would be a Sprinter. Whether it be the first generation Sprinter or second generation Sprinter, a lot of these vehicles come with multiple different head unit or infotainment packages. So we have multiple packages available as well. What this FC kit system does is it offers a blind spot system similar to what we just showed you with the GM kit, except for the user interface is not going to be graphical as far as what camera you're seeing and things like that, where you can touch the actual screen to start the view of that. These are going to be data bus controlled because you're going to have a PAC module that integrates into the vehicle's data bus system. And now that, along with the video switcher that has 4 video inputs, will now send that camera image into your screen for the driver to view. The cameras themselves are now molded into housings on each one of the left and right mirrors, and will give you the ability to add front or retain the rear, or add a rear camera if there wasn't one available. Now, for the Sprinter, there are 4 different kits available in the original generation of the Sprinter. You have the radio delete package. So if you did not have a radio in the vehicle at all, you could have one pre-wired for, I think it was a Kenwood head unit, to be able to give that head unit a way to mount into the vehicle, retain steering wheel controls like PAC is synonymous for, and also give you 4 video inputs to that Kenwood head unit that would typically only have a single camera input. Then we have a secondary version, the MB1102, that is going to give you the ability to replace the aftermarket radio, replace the OEM radio, and put an aftermarket in it as well. Or if your vehicle came with a 5.8-inch screen from factory, we have a way of integrating into that 5.8-inch screen, and a fourth kit that allows you to have a universal screen that would mount on the dash or a rearview mirror or whatever you would like to do, so that you could have 4 cameras going into a universal monitor of your customer's choice. This would be for the first generation of Sprinter. Then, of course, there's the newer generation of Sprinter that started in 19, and we have a new kit that does the same for the newer generation of Sprinter, whether it was a 7-inch screen or the 10.25-inch screen that would allow you to integrate into the same 4 cameras into the newer generation of Sprinter. So there's plenty of options available, more than just a standard backup camera out there, Ben. So let's take a further look at some other products. This is going to be a game changer for a lot of retailers and dealers, and consumers, once they understand where we are trying to go with the benefits of AHD cameras. Now, everyone has seen a standard backup camera before, and I think when Jeep released the newer Jeep Wrangler JL platform in 2018, when everyone saw their HD OEM rear camera, it was like, boom, oh my God, this is the clearest screen clear picture image from a backup camera on the OEM screen I've ever seen in my life. That particular resolution is 720. What we've seen in the past has been typically 480 or standard resolution that was great for a long period of time. But what has slowly started to happen is that screen size has changed, screen quality has changed as well. So from 4-inch LCD screens, 5-inch LCD screens, then when 6-inch became a big deal, 6.5-inch screens, now 7-inch double DINs have become pretty much a standard, and even in OEM, the screens are 7-inch on standard. That 480 resolution was no problem. Now that we've gone up to 720, we now have 7-inch screens, 8-inch screens, 10-inch screens, 11-inch screens, and I believe on one of the CMA shows, there's another aftermarket manufacturer is going to make a 12-inch floating screen. So you have to increase the resolution in order to also work with a larger size screen, because the more you start to stretch that image, you're going to want a camera that has a image quality is going to work extremely well with that. Now, with that being said, what I want to talk about here is our new universal AHD camera, the PHD Cam 10U. This is the first camera from the Echomaster lineup that is a universal camera that will work CVBS or standard 480 resolution and AHD 720 resolution through a single standard RCA cable. This means that you can now add this camera to any head unit out there that will take a standard resolution, and also some of the head units that will take a HD input. Even our Stinger High 10 is going to have an update to it so that it can take 4 cameras with AHD resolution into it. This particular Cam 10U comes in the ability to be mounted in a standard butterfly mount for lip mounting, or being able to mount under any different circumstances in the front or rear of the vehicle, because it has the ability for the image to be mirrored or non-mirrored for front or rear. It comes with the tag mount as well. So this camera is pretty universal in a lot of different mounting options, so that it can be mounted butterfly mount or tag frame mount. It also has parking lines that can be selected on or off. It's going to come with the new standard Echomaster connector as well. So we're switching all of our cameras over to a standard 5-pin connector, so that you can have the same connection regardless of the style of Echomaster camera. It's going to be the same cable from front to rear in any of these scenarios. There's also going to be a 20-foot extension, so that if you can mount it on smaller vehicles or larger vehicles. And of course, it's part of our Pro Series, which means you're going to have a worry-free 3-year warranty. Looking at this Cam 10U, you can totally see the ruggedness of how this camera is built. It'll work on-road or off-road. It has the LEDs for night vision. It's got a light sensor photocell to be able to work at very low light. So more and more products from the Echomaster brand are going to be, like I said, in this AHD format for full 720 resolution. So it's going to be a game changer for all of those consumers and dealers who have been looking for a better camera to display the clear images on these newer modern high-res screens. Here's a quick image of the difference between 480 and 720. You're talking like night and day difference. Image quality, the crispness, the details, and the things you can see in those images that's going to make a night and day difference between having a standard 480 or CVBS or AHD 720 resolution with our new Stinger AHD camera. I'm sorry, Echomaster AHD cameras. Another new camera that we're going to be releasing pretty soon is the FCI JL18. Now, this particular camera is a vehicle-specific option for your Jeep JL and your Jeep JT Gladiator that have that 8.4-inch Uconnect radio in the dash, but did not come with the front camera. So as we talked in the beginning, Ben, about customers not being aware that they can get these options once they leave the dealership, here's a factory function that a lot of customers, when they go back to the dealer, they're told this function to get this and to install it, to program your vehicle, it's going to cost you $1,700, $1,800, $1,900, whatever it may be, in order for them to reprogram the radio, add this camera, do all the labor and everything else. Now, here's a great opportunity for retailers to have this kit available that is going to have a pack module that's going to automatically go in and program the vehicle to turn on this input for the cargo cam, what they call the front camera, the cargo cam. And you have the ability to maintain that rear HD camera and then also now add this front camera. Unfortunately, this one is still going to be a regular CVBS 480 camera, but you now have a factory function that was able to be added aftermarket at a regular 12-volt retailer. So this camera mounts perfectly in the front center grille. And like I said, it's a plug and play kit from Echomaster because it's integrated with a pack data bus control solution that T-harnesses behind the OEM radio without the need for taser programming, without the need of revisiting the dealership or doing anything else. A dealer could be completely confident installing this product directly on a vehicle to program it and do everything that they need in one step. Looking more down that line of Jeep accessories, we talked about in the video that began the blind spot kits. We call these BSC kits or biscuit kits for short. This takes our PCAM BS1. Now the PCAM BS1 is a universal blind spot camera under the Echomaster brand. What we do here to make it Jeep specific is we take this PCAM BS1, we blend it with a metal housing bracket that then mounts in the door jamb. This means you're going to have a factory bolt, unbolt, you put this bracket in, you put the bolt back down, 0 holes are drilled into the vehicle. We show you exactly how to run the wiring back into the fender, back through the firewall, so that you can now get power, ground, and your video signal back into the vehicle. And now you have a perfect blind spot camera for your Jeep, JL, JT, or JK. There's 2 different kits there. And then now can provide you visual in your blind spot, whether your doors are on or your doors are off, like how the video showed. This is a big deal because your driver's safety is at risk when you take your doors off. And we all know that Jeepers love to take their doors off in the spring and summertime. And when that happens, you're literally only left with your rearview mirror in a stock scenario. Because even the JKs, the older generation of vehicles, didn't even come with a backup camera. So now not only can we add a backup camera, we do have that system as well, but now we can even give that JK owner left and right blind spot view as well. JL and JTs have that beautiful 8-inch screen or 7-inch screen, 5-inch screen options, and we have the ability, even now, if you add a high 10 to either one of these vehicles, to add blind spots directly into the vehicle because of its 4 camera inputs. Look at how the seamless integration of this camera kit goes directly into a Jeep Wrangler. With the door on, all you're going to see is that camera itself flushed up against the vehicle. No holes are drilled into the vehicle or damaged the paint. The felt on the back of the metal bracket protects the paint, so you won't be scratching the vehicle itself when you go to bolt it in. And complete view when the door is off, you see how this completely powder coated bracket is very stylish, doesn't look out of place, and definitely is going to be a winner for that Jeep customer that would typically not have that view from their blind spot with their doors off. Another unique product that helps drivers out is going to be having what we call our clear view mirror. Our MRC HD DVR is a dual camera replacement mirror DVR system. That's right, I said dual camera. It's dual camera because the mirror itself is a 9.3-inch HD monitor that includes two AHD 1080p cameras. The first one of those cameras is built into the mirror itself, and that has a view out of the front. So now this becomes your dash cam. So there's no longer a need for you to clutter your windshield, mount something else to your windshield, and have extra wires running here and there. You replace the OEM mirror with this MRC HD DVR in a universal standpoint. It also comes with multiple vehicle adapters for different vehicle platforms so that you can adapt the mounting to those other vehicles. Now, the rear camera is going to be a 1080p AHD camera as well. And this one can mount on the back of the vehicle as your reverse cam and give you all the same function and features that the front camera does. Both of these cameras can have the images recorded on the internal DVR built into the mirror itself. So this is going to be a win-win-win situation. Front camera, new full-size HD mirror itself, 9.3-inch screen. Most rearview mirrors aren't even 9.3-inch screens. Touch screen for all of the adjustments in that, and a reverse camera with a DVR built inside. The images are recorded in two different file formats so that you can view the front views or the rear views that are recorded to DVR at any point in time. The system comes with a 64 gig SD card built into it, and it can be upgraded to a 128 gig SD card as well. So this particular one, the MRC HD DVR, is universal, so that it can be mounted in almost any vehicle platform. When we went to mount it in a Jeep Wrangler, we realized there was a problem. The mounting for a Jeep Wrangler was totally different from what we had seen before. So what we did was we created a package for the Jeep Wrangler JL and JT, and we call this one the MRC HD DVR JW. This is because the mounting bracket that's specific to Jeep Wrangler had to be included in this kit. Not only do you get a completely clear view through the vehicle by having the camera mounted outside of the vehicle, so in the rearview mirror standpoint, when you would normally look in the rearview mirror and you would see passengers in the back seat, you would see your seats or whatever else, or in Jeep applications, they have typically huge fifth wheel spare tires on the back that stop your clear view out of the back of the vehicle. With that camera mounted on the back of the vehicle, on behind the spare tire with a universal articulating mount that can be mounted to tilt it left and right, in or out, up and down to go between the different spokes of your aftermarket fifth wheel spare tire, you can now see completely out of the back of your vehicle unobstructed. In the image here, you can see a stock view where you would typically see the headrests behind you that kind of limit your space in the mirror a little bit. With the clear view camera engaged in reverse mode, you can now see completely outside the vehicle. So not only is it a backup camera, it's also a rear view camera as well to replace that clear view outside the back of your vehicle. Being that Jeep Wrangler is a very popular format nowadays, we've just showed you how we offer this camera mirror combo in a universal standpoint. We offer it in the Jeep Wrangler platform, and now we even offer it in the new Bronco platform, because we've all seen how the Bronco is becoming extremely popular like the Jeep Wrangler, and is going to continue to expand and grow like the Jeep Wrangler and have more and more accessories available for it. Now, the Bronco itself is a very nice vehicle. It has a lot of newer features in it, and it itself benefits from the rear clear view camera as well, because the same scenario, large fifth wheel spare tire on the back, the plastic top itself, even though they're newer vehicles, within a matter of time, that plastic window is going to become grayed and washed out and not very clear and kind of smoky looking. So now all these mirrors that are available are going to give you the ability to not only sell your customer a dash cam, a new replacement HD monitor that they can see out of. That's night and day difference from a standard backup camera, but also that clear view that's going to help keep them aware of what's going on around them and their surroundings. Another really unique thing is not only will this camera record the view, but it has the option to recording audio as well. So your dash cam views can be completely stored and downloaded from the SD card or reviewed in the vehicle if you want to as well. So these are a few of the really unique things that we can offer from a driver assistance. Not only can we do OEM integrated safety, we can do vehicle specific safety, we can do universal safety products, we can do parking sensors, we can do backup cameras, we can do blind spot cameras, we can do all these different types of things. And it all kind of leads us down to a path of giving a view into other categories that may not always interest you, but it could always interest your client. This is something that we recently came up with. This is our new EM-UB cam kit, or Echomaster underbody camera kit. This is a 4-camera kit that mounts under a vehicle. It's not specific to Jeep. I want to make sure everyone understands that. But this is specific for vehicle platforms where you may want to take a better look at your vehicle when you're off-roading or wheeling out in the woods or doing whatever you may be doing with your vehicle. But the terrain view mounts 4 cameras under your vehicle, and you can have up to 15 different views through the integrated control module that comes in the kit and a button for driver use from the driver's seated position. And you can flip through 15 different viewing angles of these 4 cameras under your vehicle to give you an extremely detailed view under your vehicle before you go up and over rocks, logs, through ravines and lake beds and river beds and things like that, so that you can monitor that terrain so you know exactly how far you're going before you go. Or you can see if you're climbing at the right angle or doing, any of those things to help you have a better experience out in your off-road view. This can even be used on-road if someone wants to keep up with their lifted truck, lowered vehicle, whatever. But giving you a 4-camera kit, a camera that can be mounted at any 4 points on your vehicle, an internal DVR, and everything that you could imagine from the UB kit, underbody kit from Echomaster, giving you a view of any terrain that you would like to take advantage of and get all those views available from the driver's seat. I know that was a lot, Ben, but that is really our new version of ADAS products. There are so many classic products that we could talk about, from standard backup cameras, but we want to go above and beyond a standard backup camera. Every consumer knows what a backup camera is, but not many consumers understand parking sensors, factory integrated safety, clear view mirrors and things like that, and terrain view cameras, because they literally think none of this is possible once they leave the dealer.
That's a perfect point. I've got a slew of questions. I'm going to give you a break, sir, because we've got a great video to visualize this terrain view you ended with. Yeah, game changer. Here's what it looks like.
Introducing the Terrain View camera system from Echomaster, a universal underbody 4-camera kit with a built-in DVR. Terrain View allows you to add 4 HD cameras to any vehicle and record all 4 video feeds simultaneously. This universal kit includes 4 trail-ready IP67 rated AHD cameras and all the wiring you need to connect them to any head unit with a reverse camera input. You'll get an extreme, unobstructed visibility of what is under and around your rig by adding the 4 cameras under your Jeep, truck, or side-by-side for off-roading. Or you can mount 2 cameras on the sides of your truck and keep an eye on your blind spots. Try adding a camera to the bed for cargo view, or even mount one inside your toy hauler to keep an eye on what's going on in there. The multiple screen configurations give you the flexibility to see 1, 2, 3, or all 4 cameras at once. The easy-to-use wired push-button remote control toggles through the 15 available camera views. Or by using the included wireless remote, you can easily select split-screen options and directly access specific cameras. The control module in this system has 4 dedicated 12-volt positive triggers, one for each camera, so you can wire them to toggle switches in your vehicle for instant access to any specific view you're looking for. For a more advanced, integrated experience, you can connect these triggers to the turn signal lights so they activate automatically, showing your blind spot when you use the turn signals. The built-in DVR automatically records all 4 channels of video, so your adventures are captured for viewing later. This system features universal RCA video outputs, so it's compatible with any head unit or standalone monitor, featuring 1 or more video inputs. And it even includes the switching hardware to connect in line with your original reverse camera in equipped vehicles. Terrain View from Echomaster. Add it to your vehicle today and really see what's out there.
All right. We're going to circle back to Terrain View. I'm going to say that for the end. Right?
Okay.
We're going to circle back to that. I'm going to go back in your presentation a little bit. I was taking notes. First of all, the IntelliHall package for the owners of those platforms is really unique. I think there's something there, especially for expediters who service this manufacturer. You talked about a Chevy GMC offering. Is that the only platform for IntelliHall?
For IntelliHall, yes, because it was developed by our commercial team specifically for GM. So this is a product that GM is very familiar with. They sell it in their accessory department, but they also allow us to sell it to retailers or upfitters as well. So that's a very, very unique product that you can feel comfortable that it was designed for an OEM. So you can pretty much guarantee that it's going to be a rock solid product.
OE grade. It's OE grade. Because I mean, the features that, especially if you're hauling, you know, it's, yeah, I haul. I know what that's like. And sometimes you wish you had certain things. And that's one of those packages that just checks off all the boxes. Okay. Unfortunately, on one side, it's only for a specific platform. But man, if you have that platform, what are you waiting for? Offer.
Remember, this is where we go into FC kits.
Yes.
FC kits, they're more available options. They may not all have that same graphical user interface, but you still get front, rear, and left and right blind spot. Ford, Dodge, many other platforms out there. So make sure they take a look at the Echomaster website. There's plenty of FC kits still available.
Okay, very, very cool. Now, there's a lot of acronyms in the show. ADAS is just the first one. Let's talk about CHMSL. So CHMSL is something that I feel is very often overlooked because it has such a great purpose, especially when you're towing. If you're towing, you need as much visibility as possible. Look at the accidents that you happen when you're rolling down the highway. How much you want to bet a lot of that has to do with visibility. That's kind of the theme here, providing that visibility so you can make the right decisions in emergency situations or just when you're doing something as simple as changing lanes. This is when this happens. Yep. So I love how my comment to the CHMSL is, the view that you get over the bed is unlike any other view that any other camera can offer.
Correct.
And I just wanted to highlight that as another not only another cool acronym, but something that is an easy sell if you have that on a demo vehicle, for example, at your shop that you could get in there. You have a customer with the truck, you see he's got a hitch on it. Hey, buddy, did you know they make this for your, let me show you what it looks like.
100%.
And it's like, hook me up. I need this in my life.
Yeah. So you brought up a good point because as many retailers have demo systems in their cars, how many of them have demo ADAS systems in their cars?
Well, I'm getting to that even more as we get to the camera deal. So, I'm listening to your presentation, Jeff, and then we get into this whole high definition conversation, which was a big part of it. Okay, so here's my take on this. Like, you guys are putting in so much great equipment into your customers' vehicles. I don't care what brand we're talking about. It could be Sony, Alpine, Pioneer, Kenwood, JVC, but whatever it is. The point is, when you have these type of screens, deep down, you're not really taking advantage of what you're selling your customers. Come on, let's be honest with each other here. That screen could do more than what you're giving it. And when you connect that OE camera, you're like, oh, it doesn't look good. I know this because I have a vehicle with a really nice, source unit in it, and I can't see anything out the rear. It's terrible. Like, it's awful. I can barely tell if there's a cat behind me. That's how bad it is, right? So, this is a big thing. The reason I'm being so enthusiastic about this is where it's going, right? And for Echomaster to be able to offer this right now, again, you need to show the customer the difference when you're hitching your trailer and it's low light conditions, you can barely see that ball. That's one situation. For safety standpoint, a child parking, your wife, you got to be able to see. If you can't see, okay, maybe you didn't do the backup sensors or the cross traffic sensors, but if you have a high definition screen and camera to go with, it improve your chances for being safe. So
yeah, 100%. When there are so many aftermarket head unit companies out there that have beautiful, amazing screens, and then we're throwing a $30 backup camera at it. Right?
It's like playing a VHS tape on a brand new LED 16-inch panel in your living room.
Right?
It is.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
It's crazy. But so this is where, and I mean, Echomaster is a universal brand, right? So this is why we specifically made that connector a standard RCA connector.
Only makes sense.
We didn't want to alienate anyone. We could have made it a proprietary connector that only our high 10 had. But dude, we know and we understand Sony has amazing screens. Alpine has amazing screens. Kenwood has amazing. Kenwood already offers some HD cameras, but they only work with their screens.
I was going to say there are HD cameras available, but they're not universal.
Correct. So we wanted to ensure that Echomaster, being a universal camera system, we have the ability to now give, whether it's a standalone monitor on a dash, HD rearview mirror, an HD in-dash optically bonded 10-inch, 12-inch, whatever screen, you're going to have a complete series of passenger vehicle cameras, not just commercial, because we already have, and we've covered it on CMA before, we have a complete line of commercial HD cameras already that have
this is a consumer.
Correct.
Yeah.
These are consumer AHD cameras. There's going to be a complete line of them, and the Cam 10U is the first of that series.
Now I'm going to move on. So obviously, I think that's going to be a hot ticket. Upgrade your customer systems to 720. It's freaking 2023 knocking on the door. Let's go. All right. Let's talk another acronym, BISCUIT. I love it. The biscuits of BISCUIT. So first of all, the first time I remember you showing me this, I was very impressed. I was impressed with the thought behind it. I was impressed how clean it looks. You mentioned the black powder coat on the bracket, the factory bolt placement. You barely see the wire that goes behind the fender. And you're totally right. Doors come off those suckers. I mean, it's perfect. I had two questions about that. Okay. Number one, are those HD?
Those are currently not HD because remember, that system has our PCAM BS1 that was a previous camera that's been out for 4 or 5 years, but that camera is going to be upgraded with an entire family of HD cameras. So you will see that BISCUIT kit go to an HD format.
Very, very cool. And did you say there was a felt liner on the backside of that bracket?
There is, because you have a brand new vehicle, you have a really nice paint job, you don't want to scratch it up. So we do line the back of the JK and JL JT kit with that felt so that it doesn't scratch the body of the Jeep.
And on to the next item, which was the mirror with the built-in DVR, the dual cam system. So I don't have the exact numbers, but I think this is where it's going. I think when the dash cam market first came out, everybody took a bit of storm, and then all of a sudden there was a whole bunch of inexpensive options showing up at your favorite local electronics retailer that was just in a blister pack, pick it up for $79.99 kind of deal. Yep. I think that's not really where it's headed. I think this as an integrated solution that puts in front and rear HD, that one I wrote down, HD, with the DVR option for both files. I mean, that's what our insurance wants. Let's be honest. Our insurance needs that. And that's number one. Number two, taking it. And did you say you could play back on that screen?
100%. You don't need to take the SD card out. You don't need to cloud upload. You can literally watch your front files, rear files, listen to them if you have the audio selected, scrub back and forth, fast forward, rewind, take still pictures, still HD pictures, everything from this camera system.
So that's a full interface touch screen.
And it's a closed loop system. So be mindful of that, Ben. Right. It's closed loop. But the reason why it's closed loop is because you have an HD screen, you have front HD camera and rear HD camera. So we don't want to degrade this system in any way. There is no possibility of bringing in a 480 or less grade of image into it. This is full HD. I have a local dealer to us that when we turn them on to this, they probably sell. I want to be more realistic. They probably sell 4 or 5 a month. It's because 2 of their installers have them in their vehicles.
There's a few right there.
One of them's in an older, like early 2000 Silverado, and the other one's in a, what's the generation? YJ. YJ was before JK, a really older Jeep, not super old, but older. And it's the fact that they show that this is a universal piece.
Mm-hmm.
Not only does it come with the standard tombstone mount, but it comes with the mount for Ford, for Volkswagen, for Honda, for
You're
Dodge.
talking about the mirror, where the mirror goes to the windshield.
Exactly, where the mirror mounts to the vehicle. And then we have the 2 vehicle specific kits.
On the back.
Right. To bring it into the back, for the Jeep bracket, the Bronco bracket, the tail, the spare tire mount, everything else. So we want to make sure that we have vehicle specific and universal thoughts in mind. So we don't really, because I get it, Jeeps come into bay on a regular basis, but that customer also has a truck. That customer also has a kid with a different car. That customer almost has an older parent or grandparent or uncle or aunt that could benefit from an HD view in this camera system as well. So we just try to make it available to everyone to keep driver awareness for everyone.
So just to be clear, though, this would probably be recommended for a vehicle that already has a main screen that has backup camera. This is more from a dash cam, front rear recording perspective.
Correct. This is going to be, if someone wants a dash cam, right? And they don't want to really cloud their view, right? They don't want to have another
thing. Hardwire too. You don't have no doingly cable going into your lighter plug. Right?
Right. Yep. Yeah. So this gives you this is, like I said, this is killing 4 birds with 1 stone.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing everything. Better review mirror, larger review mirror, HD, front cam, rear cam,
and no obstruction, clear view.
Clear view, nothing behind you, no spare tire, no passengers in the back seat.
Oh, I think for minivans too, right? Like, you got a
perfectly for minivans.
You got 4 kids in the back, soccer team, like,
yep.
This will give you full view of the back, no problem.
100%.
Okay, I saved the coolest part for the last, which is the terrain view. I'm gonna admit this is super cool. If you're a Jeeper out there, I'm an aspiring Jeeper. I feel like one day I'm getting there because so many gosh darn awesome products for that platform right now. But this is another example of that. I needed to double check to make sure that I understood, because if I wasn't sure, I want to clarify for our audience. 4 camera system comes with a physical view switcher, right? Mm-hmm. Along with an RF remote.
Correct.
Right, that you can cycle through, and a DVR.
Correct.
Okay, so the DVR is a hideaway box that we didn't see, but there must be a hideaway.
DVR is the brain to the unit.
Okay, so there's a black box.
There's a black box that mounts wherever. And remember, this is more than just Jeep. This is not Jeep specific.
Right.
So this can be for any vehicle that goes off-road or even not even on-road. It totally depends. But yeah, you are correct. 4 cameras that can be placed anywhere, 4 independent triggers, a infrared remote. It also has the button that you can press from the driver's seat
cycle
through 15 viewing angles.
So that black box, then everything connects to that. There's one output of that goes into the back of your source unit. In the video we saw heightened.
Correct.
Okay, so the source unit has nothing to do with what that looks like. It's receiving a single video out from that black box. It's the black box that controls the output of what you're going to see.
And that black box, Ben, can be switched for 480 or 720.
Okay, that was my next question. So my next question was: is that HD? And what if I don't have? What if I only have a 480? system?
Then you put it into CVBS mode, and it'll do like the high 10 currently is only CVBS. So you put it in the 480 mode. This is how we can show it on the high 10. But we do have standalone monitors that are HD, and you can flip it into HD mode, and you're going to have a clear 720 view right on that screen.
I have a feeling moving forward, any new source unit that Stinger may be coming up with would probably be standard AHD. I'm just going to guess that right now. Yep. Pretty much put my money on it. Okay. Listen, if you're interested in more information on Echomaster products, check out the website, echomaster.com. I admit, a little bit of a weird name. I didn't expect that to be like a brand that connected with what it makes, but hey, man, it makes cool stuff, so stick with it. Echomaster. If you happen to be in the US, then obviously you get a hold of Echomaster and Amp Global. If you're in Canada, They've got two distributors, Automobility at automob.ca, as well as Gentech at Gentech International or INTL.com. Jeffrey, thank you so much.
No problem,
Thank
Benjamin.
you for bringing us some A-game ADAS goodies, and really look forward to the development that Echomaster is going to have moving forward when it comes to all things high definition and camera, and what other, cool tricks you guys have got up your sleeve.
Plenty of stuff coming.
You have a good one, sir.
All right, brother. Thanks.
All right, I want to remind you to continue tuning in and keep it locked right here on CMA Networks. If you're into ADAS or want to learn more, or maybe it's a category that you have yet to really explore yet, here's your opportunity. We've got a different brand every day right through to October 12th. ADAS right here on CMA Networks. Now, just while you're there, make sure you check out all our other great content that we produce. I mean, Jeff alone, check out his profile page on cmanetworks.com. You can search by ADAS category, by brand, or by trainer. So CMA Networks, it's where the 12-volt industry connects. Thanks for tuning in to this CMA Connected, presented by SiriusXM. I'll catch you on the next one. My name's Ben Wu. Till next time, we connect.
Stop it.
Yo, roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to SiriusXM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on SiriusXM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?